Mexico is a country with 123 million people that are nearly all infatuated with the beautiful game. As such, there has always been a nice batch of wonder kids for fans to be excited about. However, they rarely reach their full potential for reasons I will discuss in a future video. I understand that you might want to get to know these guys before they break out and become stars, so I've taken the liberty of ranking the top 20 Mexican wonder kids less than or equal to the age of 20. There are a few exceptions to this rule, and I humbly apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. I'll also give a list of honorable mentions at the end of the video, so if there's somebody who you think should be on the list and isn't, then they're probably there. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and start with number 20, Adrian Goransch. Adrian Goransch is a 5'7" 7.5" fullback playing for Wolfsburg 2 in the 4th tier of German football. He was born on January 25, 1999, which means that he is currently 19 years old. As his name suggests, Goransch is a half German and half Mexican. He was born in Puebla, Mexico, to a German father and a Mexican mother. His parents met in Mexico because his father, from Wolfsburg originally, was working for his car company on a placement in Puebla. Once Adrian was born, the family remained in Mexico for 7 months before moving to the United States, where Adrian lived until he was 3 years old. From there, the family returned to Goransch Sr.'s hometown, Wolfsburg, where they have been ever since. Although tipped for the top, it has been this season that Goransch has started turning heads in the Wolves under-19 squad. A versatile midfielder, Goransch returned 1 assist in 10 games as Wolfsburg went undefeated throughout the campaign to secure the title of the northern section of the Youth Bundesliga. Goransch has yet to be called up to the Mexican national team, and he is currently valued at 50,000 euros. Number 19, Jose Juan Macias. Jose Juan Macias Guzman is a 5'9" striker playing for León in Liga MX. He was born on September 22, 1999, which means he is currently 19 years old. Macias joined Guadalajara's youth academy in 2011. Starting young, he continued through Chivas' youth academy, successfully going through the under-13s, under-15s, and under-17s, until finally joining the first team at 17 years old, with Matias Almeida being the coach to promote him. Macias made his official debut in Liga MX in the 2017 Campeón de Campeones final against Tigres. He scored his first goal with the first team in a friendly match against FC Porto on July 19, 2017. On August 8, 2017, Macias scored his first professional goal in the Copa MX against FC Juarez. He won the CONCACAF Champions League with Guadalajara last season. In terms of national team involvement, on October 25, 2018, Macias was called up by Diego Ramirez to participate in the 2018 CONCACAF Under-20 Championship. Macias was included in the final roster that participated at the 2018 Toulon tournament, and he would go on to appear in 3 matches as Mexico would finish as runners-up in the tournament. Macias was also included in the final roster that participated in the 2018 Central American Caribbean Games, and he appeared in 2 group stage games as Mexico finished last in their group with 1 point. He's only played in Ascenso and Cup matches so far, and he has no real current value. 18. Abraham Romero. Abraham Isai Romero Gonzalez is a 6'3" goalkeeper playing for Pachuca in Liga MX. He was born on February 18, 1999, which means he is currently 20 years old. Romero began in the academy of Major League Soccer side LA Galaxy. However, on June 30, 2016, he was sold to Pachuca for an undisclosed fee. In late 2014, Romero shocked a lot of people by selecting to play for Mexico over the US, despite being in the US system for several years. The switch would play out well for Romero, who saw Mexico finish 4th at the 2015 Under-17 World Cup, while the US bottomed out in the group stage. During the tournament, he made an absolutely brilliant save against Australia that Ochoa himself would have been proud of. He is currently valued at 200,000 euros. Number 17, Paolo Medina. Paolo Medina Etienne is a 5'9" fullback playing for Monterrey in Liga MX. He was born on May 28, 1999, which means he is currently 19 years old. Medina began his career as a footballer in the youth squads of Deportivo Alcobendas between 2007 and 2009, and he left at only 10 years old. On July 1st, he joined the Real Madrid youth setup. With Real Madrid, Medina was outstanding and went through different categories of the Merengue club, even going as far as to play in the UEFA Youth League as part of a squad that included Luka Zidane, son of Zinedine Zidane. On April 12, 2017, Paolo Medina was one of the 98 players nominated for the Golden Boy Award that is awarded to the best player in Europe under the age of 21. Among the competing nominees were players such as Luka Zidane, Gianluigi Donnarumma, Renato Sanchez, Kylian Mbappe, among others, who have already established themselves on their respective teams. On August 29, 2017, the transfer of Paolo Medina to SL Benfica was made official after he disassociated himself from Real Madrid, but he was immediately sent to their B team. On July 29, 2018, he made his way to Monterrey's under-20s. So far this season, he has yet to make a single appearance in Liga MX. In terms of national team involvement, he was summoned to the national team for the first time on March 31, 2015, for the 2015 Montaigu tournament of the under-16s category. He was also summoned to the national team on February of 2016 for under-18s business. In May of that same year, he was again summoned, this time for a tour of Portugal and the US state of Indiana. He has not made his professional debut and as such does not have any real current value. Number 16, Joao Maleck. Junior Joao Maleck Robles is a 6-foot forward playing for Sevilla Atletico Club in the second division of Spanish football. He was born on March 13, 1999, which means he is currently 19 years old. He is the son of Jean-Claude Maleck, a former Cameroonian footballer of French nationality who came to Mexico in 1998 to play with Tecos and later with San Luis Football Club. Joao was featured in the book Niños Futbolistas by Juan Pablo Meneses, a Chilean journalist who traveled the world looking for the new Messi. He began playing with the lower divisions of Club Deportivo Guadalajara in 2011, where he was kicked out after 2 years without any explanation. In 2014, Mexican legend Marco Fabian and his father opened a footballing academy and invited Maleck to be a part of it. After a year in Fabian's institution, he participated in some trials held by Santos Laguna, where he finally found a home. In his first tournament with Santos, he won the Under-17 championship by defeating Pachuca in the final with a global score of 6-3, his first piece of silverware. In this tournament, he scored 7 goals in 21 matches, one of them being in the away leg of the championship final. The following tournament saw him and Santos once again reach the finals. However, this time they finished as runners-up, despite his numbers improving to 14 goals in 23 games. The 2016-17 season, Maleck played in the under-20s of the club and scored 6 goals in 22 games. On July 3, 2017, it was announced that he would be sent out on loan to FC Porto, and he was registered with the under-19s team. He made his debut for the under-19s on August 26, 2017. He started the game and scored one of the 6 goals with which his team defeated Club Deportivo de Salves. In his next game, he repeated as a starter and scored his first double in a victory over Vitoria Sport Club by a score of 3-1. On September 13, 2017, he played his first international match in Porto's 5-1 victory against Besiktas Gymnastic Club in the UEFA Youth League. On April 4, 2018, he played his first game with Porto B against Varsim Sports Club, and he played the whole game, but Porto lost the match by a score of 3-1. On July 24, 2018, Santos announced that Maleck's loan would be extended for another year. However, this time he was registered as a player of Porto B. In August of that same year, Sevilla Football Club made an offer for him, and after negotiating, they reached an agreement with Porto and Santos. Maleck started playing with Sevilla Atletico Club, a subsidiary team of Sevilla, with whom he was tested with throughout the month. Around this time, he received a bad knee injury that has sidelined him for over 100 days so far, and he is expected to make his return on the 28th of January. In terms of national team involvement, he was summoned for the first time to the national team in March 2016 for under-18s business. In February of 2017, he was called up for a preparation tour in Malaga, Spain. In May of 2017, he was called up again, this time for a tour of Portugal in the US state of Indiana. He had an outstanding performance against Portugal by scoring a double. He is currently valued at 50,000 euros, which I definitely do not agree with. Number 15. Uriel Antuna. Carlos Uriel Antuna Romero is a 5'9" midfielder playing for Manchester City in the English Premier League. He was born on August 21, 1997, which means he is currently 21 years old. This would disqualify him from being on the list, however, he is quite an interesting player and I really just wanted to talk about him. In 2012, Antuna joined the Santos Laguna Youth Academy, successfully going through the under-15s, under-17s, and under-20s teams. In the 2017, first-team manager José Manuel de la Torre promoted Antuna to the senior team. On March 5th of that same year, Antuna made his professional debut in Liga MX, entering as a substitute in a 2-1 loss to Pumas UNAM. On July 12, 2017, English club Manchester City, via City Football Group, announced that they had signed Antuna on a 4-year contract and he was registered to their under-23s team. On August 9, 2017, he joined Eredivisie club FC Groningen on a 2-year loan deal. On September 10th of that same year, Antuna made his league debut against VVV Venlo. He entered the match as a substitute in a 1-1 draw. His loan spell ended on December 31st, 2018, meaning that he's back in the Man City's under-23s for the last few days. In terms of national team involvement, Antuna was called up to the Mexico under-20 team camp in preparation for the 2017 CONCACAF under-20 championship, and he was subsequently called up for the tournament. During a classification stage match against El Salvador, he would score a hat-trick, with Mexico winning the match 6-1. He was called up to the 2017 FIFA Under-20 World Cup, and he would appear in all 5 matches until they were eliminated by England in the quarterfinals. Antuna was included in the final roster that participated at the 2018 Toulon tournament, and he would appear in all 5 matches as Mexico went on to face England, losing in the final, again 2-1. On November 3, 2017, Mexican national team coach Juan Osorio named Antuna for the friendly matches against Belgium and Poland on November 10th and 13th, but he did not appear in either match. He is currently valued at €250,000. Number 14. Jairo Torres. Jairo Misael Torres Ramirez is a 5'5" 5.5" forward playing for Atlas in Liga MX. He was born on July 5, 2000, which means he is currently 18 years old. Torres joined Atlas's youth academy in 2011, and he then continued through Los Rojinegros youth academy, successfully going through the under-13s, under-15s, under-17s, and under-20s. He eventually broke through the first team after being promoted by coach Jose Cruz. On November 19, 2016, Torres made his professional debut in Liga MX by subbing in at the 45th minute in a 1-0 loss against Chiapas FC. In terms of national team involvement, on May 7, 2017, he won the 2017 CONCACAF Under-17 Championship with the Under-17 Mexican national team, and was named the best player at the tournament. He is currently valued at €300,000. Number 13. Misael Dominguez. Josue Misael Dominguez Gonzalez is a 5'2" 2.5" midfielder playing for Choc Azul. He was born on October 27, 1999, which means he is currently 19 years of age. Dominguez originally played for the youth and second teams of Monterrey. However, after a successful loan spell at Cruz Azul, they ultimately decided to purchase him for €1.5 million. On July 21, 2018, Dominguez debuted for Cruz Azul, coming in as a substitute in the 93rd minute. Dominguez bagged himself an assist on the third goal of a 3-0 victory against Puebla. This past year, he won the Copa MX Apertura with Cruz Azul, his first piece of silverware. In terms of national team involvement, Dominguez played in the 2018 CONCACAF Under-20 Championship, where he bagged 1 goal and 6 assists in 7 games. Despite his great individual performance, Mexico still lost in the final against the US 2-0. He is currently valued at €300,000. Number 12. Alan Cervantes. Alan Josué Cervantes Martín del Campo is a 5'11" midfielder playing for Guadalajara in Liga MX. He was born on January 17, 1998, which means he is currently 20 years old, and his birthday is only a few days away. He's quite active on Twitter, so make sure to wish him a happy birthday on my behalf. As a child, his family was not very supportive of his aspirations to become a footballer, but after begging his mother, she finally agreed to sign him up to a footballing school. Cervantes joined Guadalajara's youth academy in 2013, and he continued through Chivas' youth academy, successfully going through the under-15s, under-17s, and under-20s. Eventually, he was sent out on loan to Club León in Liga MX, without the option of a purchase, and made his professional debut under coach Javier Torres. On December 31, 2017, he returned from his loan spell, and only a day later he was promoted from the under-20s of Guadalajara to the senior team. This past year he won the CONCACAF Champions League with the side, his first piece of silverware. In terms of national team involvement, Cervantes captained all of Mexico's matches in the 2017 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in South Korea. He is currently valued at £360,000. Number 11. Marcel Ruiz. Marcel Alejandro Ruiz Suarez is a 5'10" 10.5" attacking midfielder playing for Querétaro Football Club. He was born on October 26, 2000, which means he is currently 18 years old. Ruiz is a product of the Querétaro youth team, and he would make his senior debut in Liga MX on July 21, 2018, against Atlas, coming in at the 86th minute for Erben Trejo in a game which finished 0-0. On August 22, 2018, he would score his first goal for the team, winning the game against Pumas Unam 1-0, becoming the youngest scorer of the season at the age of 17. Ruiz is an energetic distributor of the ball who isn't afraid to make the occasional daring run down the pitch. As of week 14 of the 2018-19 Liga MX season, he has an 83% pass completion and has completed 162 passes on the rival side of the pitch, being the best in this category in all of Mexican football. He is a big fan of FC Barcelona, and he cites Andres Iniesta as an idol and an influence on his playing style. In terms of national team involvement, he was called up by Diego Ramirez for the Mexico Under-20 team to participate in a training camp ahead of the 2018 CONCACAF Under-20 Championship and matches against Brazil and Japan. He is currently valued at 400,000 euros. And that's it for part 1. This video has taken me about 16 hours to make, so I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. This list is based solely on my opinion, so if you don't agree with it, go ahead and post yours in the comment section below. Other than that, part 2 should be out in 3 to 4 days, so stay on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.